You know? Still not the craziest thing I've seen in this manga just yet. We'll let him cook. What's up, guys? It's that guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do mean to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Chainsaw Man. But not? And like, I appreciate everyone reminding me that this guy does, in fact, have a high there are two high possibilities. There is, well, actually, no. I think there's three. What were the three? The first one was that this is just a person who's been super duper mutated by the Flame D. Because notably, that was the original person who was making all the fake Sawmans. The ones that, you know, were causing havoc, and we saw people hunting down, and people assumed that Denji was, so they were going crazy on him. Like, we know that was the Chainsaw Man Church working with the Flame D to create that. So it could be that this guy was just super duper loyal, gave up a whole bunch of stuff, and bada bing bada boom, he actually became close to Suicidal Chainsaw Man. Then there's number two, the idea that this is literally the fear of Chainsaw Man. Like whole set. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, that's too far. Yeah, there we go. Nice and juicy. But this could literally be the fear of Chainsaw Man. Like, not the Chainsaw D, that is what Chainsaw Man and or Pochita is known as. No, like, the fear of Chainsaw Man, the concept. You know? Because, like, it technically could work, because the differentiation between the two has never necessarily been explicitly clarified. Like, Pochita isn't the embodiment of fear of Chainsaw Man. He's the embodiment of fear of chainsaws. We call him Chainsaw Man because he's considered the hero of the underworld. That's just been a thing. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that last chapter. And then there's a third idea where this is it had something to do, because the torso and around here, it could be something entirely separate that has something to do with the Justice D. Because it looks a lot like Yuko, and it has like even some of Yuko's old body parts. If you remember Yuko from way early in part 2, it has some of those body parts. In fact, now that you think about it, part 2 has now surpassed part 1. Or no, I think so, right? Because part 1 was 98 chapters, and we're on 197. So I think it's either about to, or has just matched part 1 in length, and is now definitely going to surpass it, because I don't think we're going to be done anytime soon, despite this presumably being death. So overall, I don't know, that's the exciting end on the Chainsaw Man part. And death itself, if this truly is death, I'm very interested to see how it evolves. Because I, like many others in last week's comment section, don't think this is like the final form. I literally think it is, at best, an arbiter. One, because it's just too early. Like, unless there was like a time skip at the end of 2 chapters ago, I 100% believe that this cannot be the final form of death. I mean, it could be. Who knows? We'll see. But let's see. Let's hop into chapter 197 of Chainsaw Man. 5 seconds. Chainsaw Man? Or not. I don't blame him, because like, you can clearly tell something's off, but I get why someone would look at this silhouette and assume Chainsaw Man. Like, and just if you see it, considering he is pretty fast, or at least seemingly enough, I could see Chainsaw Man from this. Like, it's kind of like the whole Sonic and Shadow thing. We make fun of anyone in the Sonic universe who gets any of the major 3 hedgehogs confused. But at the same time, with how fast they move, if you just saw a glimpse of something that's 3'3", has spiky quills, and was moving faster than human perception, you'd probably all assume they're the famous blue one too. So yeah, I don't blame him for being like Chainsaw Man, or not. Let's see. Wait a second, what voice did I give him? Gosh darn it, this is because the last chapter dropped 2 weeks ago. There was actually a break last week for Fujimoto. What voice did I give the fake Chainsaw Man? I don't think I gave him something gravelly. Don't worry, young man, I'm gonna rescue you now. I think he sounds like a fiend, and not like a fiend as in like the in-universe mechanic of fiends. I mean, like he probably like lines of the white stuff. I don't know, something about his presence screams lines of the white stuff. Let's see. She's just kidding around. I don't think she was kidding around, gang. I think she was going to drain you of your life, and not in the way that some people want to be drained of their life, because you decided to be a nice guy. Like, buddy, she's got the double ringed irises, and I think it's too soon for Nayuta to reincarnate, gang. I think you were just cooked, and unironically may have saved you, but considering he just blitzed, you may be dead anyway by pure accident. I don't think he's all too subtle, all too in well control of his actions, but let's see. She's just kidding around. Oh, but you know what? Yo, she put the dukes up. She was like, well, if you really want this smoke, I suppose it's my responsibility to run that fade. Hey, I respect that. Admittedly, because I'm a runner. Man, put your dukes up around me. I may pump fake you. I may be like, all right, fine, you really want to, and I'm turning and I'm dipping. But once again, I have to make calculations. I gotta make calculations. I gotta make sure first things first, you ain't got no ranged artillery. I ain't trying to find out what you got in your back pocket and trying none of that. Because you can just aim me down. I ain't faster than something that flies out of Spaguda. I ain't faster than that. But at the same time, if I judge our statistical abilities and speed, and I think I can outpace you, we ain't fighting. I'm dashing away as fast as I can. Especially if we're in a crowded area, you're not catching me. I feel bad for anyone I bump into. I'll try to be gentle, try to be nice. But if we're in a crowded area, gang, we are not fighting. But look at Death putting them dukes up. But you know what? This Chainsaw Man is actually pretty slow, considering both Death and the regular guy reacted to him. So, meanwhile, he does seem to be like Pochita size and scale, and Chainsaw Man length at least. And we know Pochita, like, he blitz you. He blitz the soul out you. Well, let's see. I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but show me what you got. I swear, if either of them get to one shot when I turn this page, I'm gonna lose my mind. Let's see. Show me what you got. Oh. You know what? I was about to do a little bit of glazing, a calm little bit of glazing, because I thought like she had actually hit him, but yeah, he removed, seemingly enough, her arms twice. Okay. So he did a cross slash on her one arm. So this is a piece of her arm, this is a piece of her arm. Okay. Already not looking too good for you. Not looking too good at all. But then again, like, it's hard to tell. Because we know, seemingly enough, the horsemen, well, I mean, that's the thing. They are more durable, seemingly enough. But not to, like, insane degrees, I'd say. Like, Makima was able to be damaged by just regular Splagooter shots. Like, that was a thing. Of course, she had the contract that transferred the damage elsewhere. But it's never implied in this universe that unless you are associated with the D and produce Splagooter shots that way. Like, regular Splagooters are just regular Splagooters that people can have access to. There's nothing actually crazy about that. So, the fact that Makima's able to be harmed by that isn't necessarily the best showing for the Horsemen. And, like, Yoru, to be fair, Yoru only fights high tiers. Or, like, beings of decent power. But even then, she's been able to take damage from quote-unquote regular things. And it's not like it's impossible for public safety to do lethal damage to her. And, like, Fami just hasn't gotten hit. And so far, we never saw Nayuta get hit, but it's never implied that she's super durable. So I guess it makes sense that this actual D, especially if Death truly is constrained to, like, a mortal girl vessel, that she wouldn't really be able to do anything here, but darn. But you know what? I give her credit. Even though she got her arm lopped off, she does immediately go in for the spin kick. And she does land it. She tags him. Let's see. He doesn't even block, too. His arms are down here. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, did no damage. And he removed the leg. Oh, is it? Oh, and the chapter is called 5 seconds. What, does this all happen in 5 seconds? I wonder, like, I mean, if we want to, if Death gets diffed by this pseudo Chainsaw Man, and we just go into a completely different plot, and we actually go with the now common idea that Yoru's actually meant to be the final villain, like, we really are going with the, we've been following the main villain the entire time plot. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but that would, I'll admit though, it would feel quite a bit anticlimactic. So I feel like something's going to happen here. She's probably gonna, and I'm only saying this because Fortnite just introduced like characters with either damage immunity or damage reflection abilities, and obviously there's Boruto with Damon. But I'm assuming she's probably gonna have some ability that's going to allow her to enforce this damage on somebody else and then immediately heal her damage. Because I think about it, Makima didn't heal automatically. She only healed because of the contract. Nayuta never took damage from what I remember, so it's hard to tell if she heals automatically. And once again, Family's just never been hit, as far as I remember. And obviously we saw that Yoru/Asa was able to regenerate by summoning her kids, but that was about it. She wasn't able to regenerate the arms on her own. So, yeah. She's currently armless and legless. This does, it smells like a vicious diff, but let's see. But I will admit, I like the dynamism of, hold on, is this a double spread? I can't actually... Hold on, I'm about to break canon real quick. Here, oh yeah, it is a double spread. All right, so let's switch to that back. But this is very, man, like I've seen, admittedly, I haven't glazed Fujimoto artwork wise all too crazy. I'm definitely more of a fan of his character writing and the story progression and like the mysteries behind Fujimoto's world building, rather than his art. But when Fujimoto wants to cook, like I see people say, oh, Fujimoto's art is trash, and I'm like, trash. trash. I can't say all that. And Fujimoto's art is hard to draw, at least for me, because of the kinesthetic motion behind a lot of his art. And if you're wondering what I mean, I like, look at how the swinging of the arms is drawn here. Look at how the blood flows over the chainsaw. Even the leg in motion, like, this kind of stuff is hard for me to draw because I'm a very solid line driven person. Like, whenever I draw, I try to go for as solid line as possible. Even when I'm doing pencils, I just go to keep solid lines, and I don't really have the ability to mimic the kinesthetic motion that Fujimoto has. And it's something that not just Mojo Jojo, Powerpuff Girl, but it's not just something that Fujimoto has. It's something that Sakamoto Days and Seminally Sin's fame, Nakaba Suzuki and Suzuki Sensei. Oh, what is the Sakamoto Days mangaka's full name? They call them both Suzuki Sensei, even though I know it's Nakaba Suzuki for Seminally Sins and then Suzuki Sensei for Sakamoto Days. They're also very, very good at kinesthetic motion. And like, despite these being still manga panels, I can feel the motion based on how it's drawn, which sounds easier said than done. You may be just like, oh, just add motion lines. This is not just motion lines. This is very good composition work. And I do like how he's having fun, at least. He's cheering. We'll see. Oh, wait, I peeped it was a double spread, but I didn't realize that he had, I guess, you know what? That was both arms being swung. Wow. She's got one arm. Darn. And she's still but you know, she's still moving. But yeah, I called him a little bit slow earlier. Clearly he did not take that lightly. Golly. Oh. Oop. But see, things ain't happening quick enough. If she's still seemingly conscious and stuff like that, I don't know, Fake Saw Man. You may not want to get too confident just yet. This poor guy. This poor nameless character, who after this interaction we'll likely never see again. But he just tried to be a good dude. A nice guy, seeing someone in stress, someone in danger. Then he goes to help this very same girl, who clearly had a lot of things on her mind. And he didn't suspect anything because obviously he had no reason to suspect that she was secretly deaf. And then, instantaneously, he comes outside to help her, and then she declares that she's going to free him from the mortal coil in order to end his suffering. And then on top of that, he has to watch her get dismembered by an off-brand Chainsaw Man. Man, I mean, the day, he'll never forget it if he lives. He may just die. Let's see. Huh? Well, that was easy. Was she really the right girl? Yeah, that's true, yeah, you've never steered me wrong before. Who are you talking to? What do you mean by that? But, I mean, that's the thing, I don't blame him too, like, if that truly was dead, that does seem a little bit too easy, but we aren't even halfway through the chapter yet, Fake Saw Man. I don't know, let's see. Oh, hey, I'm Chainsaw Man! Killing Avatar of Justice. Avatar of Justice. Okay. I mean, to be fair, you know, Heroes Justice, that could be the thing. But once again, that may feed into the idea that this is simply a manifestation or has something to do with the Justice Day. Let's see. It's my job to stop the coming prophecies of Nostradamus. This girl was an evil D, partly responsible for destruction. Partly. So was she not actually death itself? Is that why? Maybe this has happened before? Has he just kept hunting down, like, horseman vessels? I mean, that could be possible. That's the thing, though, because we know the horseman can come back. So maybe this girl was a fake out, but once again, only halfway through the chapter. But interesting. And unlike, obviously, our real Chainsaw Man, he knows about the Nostradamus prophecies, and he's very specifically going out of his way to stop them. Of course, in very vicious, violent, devious, and dastardly ways, but, like, so does our Chainsaw Man. So, like, he's not actually too off the ball here. But very interesting, very interesting. I wonder how this is going to play out. Let's see. The guy's like, but you know what? In his situation, I wouldn't say a word either. Because if you just did that to her, and she supposedly has special powers, or even if she was just a regular girl, clearly you could diff me too. So I'd be like, thank you. I'm gonna go back to school now and wash my eyes out with bleach. I wouldn't even say that part. Let's see. What? What are you talking about? She's just a cringy and weird kid, that's all. I want to believe that. I really do. But I can't. I don't know. Like, I can't really trust. I don't know, yeah, like, and of course, because I'm outside the narrative, but like, the spiral, they are dead. Oh, well. Huh. Okay. Well, there's the reveal. So for everyone who called it was the Justice D. Bada bing. Well, actually, no. It seems to me maybe two. Hold on, let's see. Just a weird, cringy kid. That's all. Huh? I don't know. Actually, my apologies. We're on some Venom time right now. We don't make mistakes. Because the Justice D is inside me. Well, do Ds have genders? Does that even matter? I mean, I don't have to smack an AO on it anyway. Like, if I'm smacking an AO on that, I need to, like, go through half my channel and smack, like, AOs and pauses, like, all throughout the channel history. But, like, I wonder. Because, like, they don't reproduce through that. Like we do. I doubt they take, I mean, I don't know. We know some of them take human forms, like, some of them become fiends and hybrids, stuff like that. But, like, technically, this isn't the first time. Have we seen Ds inside other Ds before? We've seen Ds inside of humans. And we've seen humans inside of Ds, technically. And we've seen a D inside a human wearing two other Ds. In the case of our main character, Yoru and Asa. But I think is this the first time in the 197 chapter run of the manga we've had a D inside a D? Deception, if you will? I gotta stop saying D. But I don't want to say the other word either. D. D inside of D while being D. So does it make it D squared? I feel like I'm talking about mathematical formulas now. Or I'm talking about a new Kingdom Hearts game. Take your pick. Let's see. Because the Justice D's inside me, and I'm Chainsaw Man! Once again, what are you really? Because that means you aren't a direct manifestation. I mean, you could be. Were you human, or are you actually a D? I mean, based on the build, I'd assume you're just a D. But at the same time, I don't know. I do not, despite reading this manga for 197 chapters and multiple years at this point, I still don't fully understand the mechanics of this universe. So let's see. And I'm Chainsaw Man. Darn it! Why does no one ever listen to... Yeah, she's still alive. That's the thing. I don't know. It seemed way too easy. We're only halfway through the chapter. Is Chainsaw Man gonna rip off his leg? Let's see. Darn it! Why does no one ever listen to... Me? That would be horrifying. I don't know. Admittedly, because I'm a big old baby, I do not like horror stuff. Like, I'm just never been a fan of it. But if I saw someone's hand just... And presumably, she's still trying to kill him. Like... Then again, maybe she's begging for help, but I'm assuming she's still just trying to kill him. But let's see what happens. Look out! Okay. So she drained the life out of him to restore her own vitality. Yeah. I did, man. But you see, there's a philosophy I live by. This is gonna be so weird. Time for philosophy with pencil. After we saw this guy literally get the life drained out of him in ways that some people would probably be okay with. But this is a philosophy I live by. I got it from a song. He goes, I don't really trust people. No people. I don't even trust myself. And it's such a silly philosophy. I don't actually live by it. I trust a whole bunch of people. But, like, I always repeat it. And, of course, obviously, it's not for stuff like this. But, like, I do love to travel. I do love to meet people. I love to walk up and talk with people at all times. But I always do it safely. I always do it in moderation. And I live in the regular world. As far as I know, there are not creatures who suck the soul out of you. Well, yes, there are. But, like, there are not creatures that can do it like this, through a touch. But at the same time, especially in our world, I am extra cautious of who I interact with, who I go around, and where I decide to interact with people. Like, recently, since I've been going to the gym so consistently, what I try to just walk with one person, give them a compliment, talk, chat a little bit, once again, just to practice my social skills and just get more used to approaching people. I come from a legacy of yappers, and also a legacy of approachers. Like, they just be cold walking up on people. My grandfather is my biggest inspiration in that. That man can walk and talk to literally anybody. I've seen that man speak to people in languages that he doesn't even understand. They, like, loosely understand him, and he gets the general gist of the conversation in their body language, and then they go their separate way. It's crazy. So I'm trying to get like that. But in this universe, especially, why would you randomly do that? Why would you trust people? Like, I don't know. I would be, but then again, I guess I'd be super paranoid and unhappy in this universe. But this doesn't seem like a universe you could be happy in. Because look at that. You trusted that she was some weird little freak girl, a little cringy, and now you're slurped. Well, at least you're released from the moral court. You're not suffering anymore, but darn, that couldn't have been pleasant. Let's see. But yep, drain the life out of him through the arm. Now the leg flies up. Now the hand flies up. She's restored herself, I'm guessing. Yep, and snap back into place. Okay. Oh, okay. But you know what? I was about to say, maybe he has been slaying vessels of death. But no. There's still here. See? I told you so! She absorbed your life to rise from the dead! But technically, she never died. She absorbed his life to heal herself. But she didn't die, because the hand was still able to move, and presumably she was still alive. So she's fine, technically. But that's bad. I mean, to be fair, though, he came in contact with her. So it looks like it may need... It really depends on how her abilities work. If it's just a simple, you come into contact with her thing, and you instantly die, then, you're cooked. But at the same time, we saw there was a delay. She declared she was going to drain the soul out that man, and then nothing happened last chapter. And then the fake Chainsaw Man showed up and stopped her. So there seems to be some sort of input delay, but considering Denji is in fact a close-range fighter, and the chainsaws are built into his body and are like manifestations of his own flesh, maybe you just need to rely on Yor for this one and hope she still has access to that the international banger, because like you don't want to get close. But then again, Bang does seem like the perfect kind of attack to deal with death if her abilities are based on contact. If she has AoE life slurp range, like a who am I thinking of? Well, this is different because I can't think of who I'm thinking of right now. But like, you know how Hero, in Smash Bros, once they apply bounce, like you just don't even have to think about projectiles, it just happens automatically. If they have the ability to do that with their life absorption, then I'm thinking of Percy from Fortnite the Apocalypse, who can slurp. Well, actually, no, he can't actually slurp life out of range. He doesn't even make contact, at least so far from what we've seen. But still, with that being the case, if she learns how to do it, just AoE, Denji's cooked. Like Denji's cooked. All Yor's gonna need to carry. But let's see. So you absorb your life to rise from the dead. She's a D after all. Uh-oh, what you about to say? Oh. Oh, she breaking him down.
Well, your center of gravity and lower body stance. You dabble in karate and just a smattering of boxing, right?
That's actually very impressive to know. I don't know. Admittedly, the only reason I can somewhat recognize when someone knows how to fight is because I'm related to some fighters, and some of my friends are fighters, and they've given me tips on like, hey, if they walk like this, if they move like this, and if you ever see them stance up like this, don't engage with them. They will probably break every bone in your body. And mainly, luckily enough, I've never had to use that knowledge, but I have witnessed things before and dragged people away from conflict. I've been like, hey, I don't know what martial art he does, but it's something. And they'll be like, how do you know? His fists went way too high. Like, for example, and then once again, this may be outdated knowledge, I learned this years ago, but if you see someone go to box like this, they probably don't know how to box. Why? Because your face is left completely unguarded. Typically, if someone, and notably, there is also a difference. Like, technically, you don't actually want to punch people if you don't know how to punch, because, like, your knuckles, despite being hard, are very fragile. You don't want to break your finger. You actually want to be palm striking people. You want to be like, you want to take the heel of your hand, which is also very solid, just, huh! But if someone, I remembered specifically, they were maybe a few 2 drinks in, and started arguing with this person. I wasn't paying attention. I walk back. I see them square up. My homie's moving like this, like, oh, why I oughta. The other guy had his fists up like this. And I was like, oh, sweet mother, he's about to brutalize you. Please don't hurt my friend, sir. I'm sorry. I don't know what he said. Please don't hurt him. And I had to drag him away. And at least the explanation I got years ago was like, the reason you want your hands up like this is, one, hypothetically, if someone goes to swing on you, your face, which is obviously like where your knockout button is, your jaw, you get a good hit to the jaw and you're down. This is guarded. They're going to have to punch your arms. And also, apparently, since people typically do go for haymakers that are heavily telegraphed to the face, because obviously knockout button, have you ever punched someone's elbow? It hurts them too, trust me. I've like, once again, when I was being taught this, they punched me in the elbow. And explaining, see how that hurt me a whole bunch? Because their hand did actually start hurting. I was like, yeah, but also my elbow's screaming in agony. But the sharp point of your elbow is also very, very good. And you can do that easy if your hands are all the way up here. If your hands are all the way down here, what are you guarding? What are you defending against? Your body? You would prefer, well, obviously you don't want to get hit with a liver shot, but like, you would prefer your body to get hit rather than anywhere on your face where, you know, your brain and your jaw, and even someone could, like, I've seen people swing for a neck. Like it is devious and dangerous out here. So, it's good to know how people fight, or it's good to know if someone knows how to fight, if you are ever in this scenario where it seems like fighting may occur. Because unless you're professionally trained and think you're built like that, you do not want to fight someone who knows how to fight. And if you think I'm kidding, go to a local gym, or even, it doesn't have to be a local gym. Have someone kick you in the calf. Just anybody. It can even be someone smaller and weaker than you or younger than you. Have someone just kick you, not as hard as they can, because it will hurt both of you, presumably if they're not trained too. But have someone kick you in the calf, and watch as your leg bruises. It is really, like, fighting is not fun. I give credit to anyone who does it. Let's see. Huh?
Judging from the meaningless leap you were...
Yeah, that's the thing. See, she's right, though. Like, there was a whole bunch of wind-up for no reason.
Judging by the meaningless leap when you arrived and the monotonous close combat, you can probably only attack physically. And,
She screams Bernadetta to me. Something about this whole thing just screams Bernadette.
Based on that analysis...
Uh-oh. What's she about to do? She about to really throw hands with him?
Chainsaw Man, I will save you in 3 seconds.
Okay, so it does seem to be a CQC thing. She does need to get her hands on you. Let's say. So Chainsaw Man, but you know what? I give, obviously she's not gonna back down because she thinks she's built like that, and clearly, I mean, she kind of is. She took the hit, regenerated from it, and then is now about to dip. Oh, I scrolled way too far. But Chainsaw Man, he heard that and was like, well, shoot, I gotta. And you know what? Ironically enough, he does go for boxing. But once again, I mean, it's different because he has like massive chainsaw hands, so his face is actually slightly more guarded. But like, look at where his hands are being held. What are you like? And even then, you can't. You want as much force as possible. Like that's why you typically hold a boxing guard up here. And don't do this. How are you punching? Well, I mean, technically, you can't put like the corkscrew on it. But like, I was told if I'm ever holding a guard, hold it like this. Because it's easier to transition. The less turning, the less motion you have to do when you're about to punch somebody, the better. The better. You don't have to do all this fancy stuff. And that's why haymakers are bad, because you just telegraph everything. Though of course you are supposed to like turn your body into a punch. Like you're supposed to put that torque in it. But at the same time, once again, I'm not professionally trained at all. I'm gonna learn eventually once I'm finally in better shape, but like keep your hands up, guard your face. And then make sure you hold them like this, so you can just mink. Let's see. They go in, get viciously diff. Let's see. Where's her hand? Here are her hands. Oh, here's her whole torso. Okay, so he three-pieced her this time. The head and the torso. But her hand's close enough that she could probably just grab his leg. Let's see. I don't buy it. Once again, I don't buy it. I'll have to wait. Maybe, I don't believe it. Once again, not even just because it's presumably our final antagonist or one of our final antagonists, if yours ends up being the final boss, but also, where are her arms in this panel? Where are they? Because we can see she's able to control them autonomously even after she's been removed. And now we know that, and it's hard to tell if it's like malicious feigning of weakness or if she just genuinely is this way and does want to free everyone. As she says, I will save you in 3 seconds. But the fact that we see her arms here, very close to Faux Man's body, and then we don't see them anywhere here, and then she starts going, help, forgive me, help. I think she's so weak. He's going to let his guard down, walk over, and then a hand's gonna be like, slurp, and just eat him. I don't know. I mean, admittedly, that would be a very anticlimactic end to this Faux Man, because this plot has been running since, like, early part 2. So, presumably, maybe we are gonna get more from Faux Man before it just gets diff by death. But at the same time, now that we've established how her powers work, the fact that Fujimoto doesn't show us where the hands are at the end of this panel, where the torso is, and the fact that she's clearly still alive while just the head, which we've seen has actually been able to kill another horseman before. We saw Nayuta was dead. Like, her head was left, but she was decapitated and she was not able to speak and was alive. And once again, how exactly do you kill death? So sure, she may be stuck like this for a while, but all she needs to do is grab somebody, drain their life, immediately regenerate, and boom. So, I don't know. She may seem weak, but I don't buy it. But, if you've been all the way to this video, please do me a favor and leave. Let me take a whiff, let me think. Leave not done yet in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you're going to have a Patreon down below, or you support me for as low as $1, get a month, a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions, so you have the series I have to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 Patreon or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, the link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, or any beans at all, and your support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is the Tag Out the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zeta, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Gyomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Grown, G Prosper, and Striker Man. Then I'd like to thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneel, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. Then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, A Uchiha, Carlo Alaimo, and Grim. And I'd like to give a massive thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give a genuine thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Joaquin Munoz and Joaquin Munoz.
And finally, I gotta give the biggest, juiciest, heftiest, and most meaty, sloppiest thank you to our
glorious, ultimate, that guy with a pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.